Hi everyone, welcome back to Usman Code. As I told in last video, we will be adding a post endpoint in this video. Before that, I will remove some code from get endpoint because previously we were adding that for populating our table inside DB. So now get will only pull the users from the database and will return to the request. Okay, let me press Ctrl S, and I already have cleared the table just to make sure that we don't have duplicate records. If I refresh, that should be empty. That's fine. Okay, next thing is we should have a post endpoint now. That would be HTTP post OST. Public I action result and post, and I will be returning because in post endpoint we create the content, so that should be return created and created return 204 content created status code. Okay. And next thing would be we will need from body attribute, and we will need a user model which we don't have at the moment. So everything which will be returned from those endpoints or will receive into those endpoints will be having in a separate folder. I will name it models, and I will add a new class user model, and this will have same two properties, ID and name, string dot empty. Let's jump back and try to find the reference. We got the reference. Okay. So we will be receiving the request into that user model. We will converting that to our user entity. And that is the main thing using entity framework core. Those two things should be detached. We should not expose entities to the request or in the response. We should keep entities inside that data layer only. So everything which will be presented back to the client will be converted to the models, and models will be converted to the data to add into the database. All right, for user entity, we will be using automapper at some point, but for now, let's manually map those two entities. And I will be presenting name because while creating ID is not required. So that will be model.name, and we will be add and school context dot save changes. That was all we need in this endpoint. Let me press Ctrl F5 to refresh the page. So it's fine. Okay. Next thing, we need to make that post call. Need to make the post call to that endpoint. For that one, if you guys observed, we already have web API.http, which is a replacement of Postman client. So every call, HTTP API call, so every HTTP API call can be made from that file. All right. Before that, we need to change this one to our current URL. So that is the port. Okay, and the what I can do is I can add slash API here, and here we just can append home. Control S and send request. We should be having okay 200. That's fine. We don't have any record to that users table at the moment. Let's make a post call from here. Post home accept. There should be now content type application JSON, and here we can pass name Osman code 01. All right, let me control S and make a call. Bad request. Okay. Name this one. Okay. 204. We have 204, which means although it's not a right status code, I guess, but I think the call was succeeded. Let me make a get call. Okay, we are getting that record recently added from that endpoint, which means our post endpoint is working fine. If we pass 02 and make a request and get request, now we have two records coming from the database. Awesome. So that was the main agenda of this video. We have created post endpoint. and we can now get the users through the get endpoint. So that was all for this video. I hope it makes sense now. We have integrated entity framework into get and post endpoints, and we will do in the put and delete endpoints in our coming videos. In case of any question or queries, do ask me in the comment. I will push that code to the repo, and I will share the repo link in the video description. See you in the next video.